दीवानगी ऐसी देखी कहाँ जाने ना रुकना कहाँ है यीशुआ गुरबत तेरी बेपना हाँ मेरे यीशुआ रहमतों का तू ही दरिया तुझको क्यों मेरी चाहत में ना कुछ और दिखा मुझको पाने को तू सबसे गया दीवानगी ऐसी देखी कहाँ जाने ना रुकना कहाँ ओ यीशुआ.
Hey everybody, welcome to episode 4 of the Faith Next podcast. I'm your host, Rickland Timothy, as you will know, because you've seen me for 3 episodes prior. Today, of course, we continue our series called The Storyteller, based on the greatest storyteller this world, this solar system, this galaxy, this universe has ever seen, Jesus Christ himself, and some of the stories that he told, which we call parables. Today, I have a special co-host with me, the man, the myth, the legend, a star of season 4 of the Faith Next podcast, the wise man himself, the guru.
Yes. What's happening?
Prayer warrior.
What's happening right now? Slam on the gas, on the brakes.
The prayer warrior himself, Mr. Curtis Henry.
Hey, what's happening? I am some of those things at least.
At minimum. And of course, we have a special guest joining us today, which will take us through some parable. Well, a parable. And we have the beautiful, the sunny, the yellow, the precious Gem herself, Gem Emmanuel, will be taking us through. So you want to get to know Gem just a little bit? Could you have anything you want to ask Gem?
Hey Gem, how's it going? How are you today? How are you feeling right now in this moment?
I feel good. I'm always happy to be here with the Worth Loving team. Okay, always nice to be with you guys. Good energy, good vibes. So looking forward.
Okay, nice. So, I think I have some cues here. I'm just gonna jump into cues here. Guys, these are cues. Where's my camera? Cues. So Gem, what keeps you busy these days? Sorry, this is gonna be a very unserious.
What keeps me busy these days? What do my days look like? Work, my side quests. So I'm doing research right now. Right? What else? Taking care of myself, taking care of my people, service.
Wow, that's very wholesome. Can I ask you what your research is about right now?
Hybrid warfare in the Caribbean and Latin America.
Hold on. That's not heavy. Could you give me like a synopsis of like what that is about? Like
Hybrid.
Yeah.
Warfare. Do you know the Caribbean is Curtis?
I have an idea.
So there's like open warfare, which we're familiar with, but then there are more subtle acts of warfare that people call hybrid warfare, and it really falls under the threshold of what is open war. So I'm looking at instances of that in the Caribbean and in Latin America for my master's thesis.
That's beautiful.
Like the Cold War kind of soft power cyber.
Yes, exactly.
That's really, really, really actually interesting. Like I didn't even have to. That's actually.
Who cares about this parable? Let's not go get warfare.
It's a war. Okay, nice. Over back to you, Rickland.
Okay, so I'm going to assume
Yes.
that's something that you're really excited or passionate about now, or is that a bore in your life? Because my question is, what are you really passionate about or excited about right now?
Okay. Well, what's more exciting than being on the podcast? First of all, on the Faith Next podcast. Number 1, right? What's more exciting than that? And what I am passionate about is, I'm passionate about my research because I am passionate about just growth and learning in general. I think a core value of mine is constant improvement. Not in the sense of always having to achieve something, but just fully becoming who I am and who I'm called to be. So yeah, excited about growth and learning always.
Wow, I think just hold that as a notch. We're going to come back to that later. That is a very, very beautiful point. Can I ask you what has been filling your cup lately? What has been fulfilling you and like pushing you forward?
What has been fulfilling me and pushing me forward? I think what fulfills me is just always doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Once I'm in my lane, I am fulfilled. You know, once you step out of your lane, you might find yourself a little bit tired, you know, like just fatigue, lack of interest. So yeah, just doing what I'm supposed to be doing, that keeps me fulfilled.
Wow. Oh, wow. English.
I think they'll say that kind of people could endure anyhow once they are committed to the why and that kind of thing. So
Purpose.
Yeah,
The
absolutely.
drive of purpose.
that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
I love
Much
that.
more clear words.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No.
You have clear words?
Nope,
Please,
still
I
enough. So our last get to know your questions, I suppose. We'll ask if you were to title this season of your life, like we're making as the older folks say, a motion picture about this part of your life. In cinemas
A moving film.
this summer, what would it be titled? What do you think it would be titled?
Answered prayer. Yeah, I definitely.
That's good.
Yeah, I definitely feel as though I am living in prayers that I used to pray. Yeah, when I look back, I can definitely see God's hand in my life. So I am extremely grateful.
That's beautiful. I love that. That's great. That's great. That's a lot of people are looking for their lives to be titled Answered Prayer. I'm not gonna lie to you.
And it's coming.
It's
coming.
You hear that,
Yeah.
guys? It's coming.
You have to hold on. Next season. Hold on. Yeah.
Next season of the podcast. So now you have to watch next season because the answers are there according to Jem. I didn't say it. She did.
In terms of question, we're gonna dive into this parable. We haven't said what parable yet, but I think this will help us to see it. Why do you think people are fearful of like reaching or achieving their full potential? What do you think makes people afraid about that?
What makes people afraid of reaching their full potential? First, let's look at fear itself because it's a very layered emotion. I think sometimes we associate it with panic, with anxiety, rightfully so. But it can also show up as being logical. It can show up as being
Analytical.
pragmatic, yes, as pragmatism, absolutely. So it can look like waiting for everything to be perfect before you move forward. Or it can look like waiting for things to line up in a particular way or at a particular time before you take action. And there's nothing inherently wrong with that because you do want to be careful before you move forward with any plans that you have. But the problem is that fear can hide behind those things and make you feel as though you're being logical when you're really afraid to take a risk. So the problem with fear is that it's not always screaming at you. It's whispering things that sound reasonable, but it's keeping you from moving forward, keeping you right where you are and stopping you from being able to accomplish the things that you want to. Yeah.
Do you think fear is inherently a bad thing? Because I feel like I heard as you responded and described fear, it sounded like it kind of ping-ponged between being good and bad.
Is it inherently a bad thing? I think we're going to get into that in the parable because the parable, funny enough, it doesn't shame fear, but it also doesn't let it off the hook.
That's good.
Yeah.
So what parable is this? Now that we've brought all this suspense. How do you title this parable?
The parable of the talents.
Ooh, a blockbuster.
In theaters this June.
In the Bible since 2,000 years ago. So I guess we have a choice. You could either kind of walk us through the story, or if you want us to read through the story, whichever one you think is
Let's walk through it.
okay.
Yeah.
Clickety clock.
Let's walk through it. So first, let's talk about what a talent is, right? So we're not talking about gifts or abilities when we're talking about this story, this parable. A parable is it's currency, right? It's money, and one talent is equivalent to, back in the day, about 15 to 20 years of wages. So one talent is a lot of money. Yeah. So we have yeah, so one talent is a lot of money, 5 talents is a lot of money, 2 talents is it's all a lot, right? So the story begins with a rich man who is referred to as the master, and he's going on a long journey. But before he goes, he gives all his money to his 3 servants, and he divides it up according to their ability. That's what the story says. So to the first servant, he gives 5 talents. To the second servant, he gives 2 talents. And to the third servant, he gives 1 talent. So he gives them these talents and he goes on his journey. The first 2 servants, they invest the money. The third servant, he feels a bit apprehensive. He digs a hole and he buries it to preserve it. So the master returns after many years from his long journey, and they have to now account for what they did with this money. So the first 2 servants, the first servant comes and he says, you gave me 5 talents and I'm returning to you 10 after having invested it. So the second servant says, you gave me 2 talents, I'm returning to you 4 talents after having invested it. So these 2 servants are commended, they are praised, and they are rewarded. He says, I've given you little. He calls it little, even though it's a lot of money. He says, I've given you little, so and you did well, so you'll be rewarded with much. Then here comes the third servant, and he says, Master, I really view you as a harsh man, and I know you don't really play about your money. I didn't want to lose it. I was afraid. I buried it to preserve it, and I'm returning to you your 1 talent. And the master's not impressed. He calls him wicked. He calls him slothful. So he is reprimanded and he is punished. And at the end of the story, his 1 talent is taken away and given to the servant with the 10 talents. So that's the summary. We'll get more into it, but that's basically the summary.
That's a great walkthrough. Yes. I feel like the fact that he called the talent little means that wasn't all his money.
He got money.
He was balling.
Because I just calculated it.
Let me just take my little summer cash and just give these little servants to see what they do with it.
Whole lot.
Yeah.
You said 20 years wages?
Yeah, about 15 to 20 years wages. 1 talent.
So I calculated, if that's, let's say, minimum $100,000 a year for 20 years, it's $2 million.
Wow.
Wow.
And just say, here's $1 million. Here's 2 million. No, it's 2 million.
Here's $5 million.
Here's 2 million. Here's 4 million. And here's $10 million.
Yeah. It's a lot of money.
Yeah, he had 50 million. They're just
chilling.
Just ready to give.
Yeah.
I think that this story is a really interesting one. There's so many layers that we could find in it. One of the most interesting, and I feel like I open up ping-ponging around. Ping-pong clearly is my favorite. No, okay, wait. I have a better one. I'm hoping I'm pinballing around the concept right now. But I heard you say something earlier when we were, when you were speaking about what you were doing and, what's fulfilling you and taking your time. And you mentioned the idea that going and doing things in the path that, you're called to do has been fulfilling you. And I think that that's really interesting because you didn't say succeeded in the things that you were doing. You said doing in the path that you were placed in has been fulfilling you.
Yeah.
And I think that there's a really, really interesting connection that we can make in the fact that when the master came back, he didn't say, hey man, you it's like, hey man, you have done the thing with the talents, you've doubled it, and now you have 10. You've doubled it, now you have 4. You're a better praise than this guy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They both receive equal praise.
Yes.
And I think that there's something very, very interesting in that. Do you think that that has any kind of significance? Do you think that there's something that we could take?
It's a lot we can take from it, and I want to go a bit further than where you went because...
Take it.
Ping pong.
Ooh, pinball.
Because we really do live in a society that measures success in terms of what is visible and in terms of your performance metrics. But what I found amazing is when he was speaking to the third servant. So the third servant is explaining himself, and he says, I was afraid I find you a harsh man. And he said, if you really found me a harsh man, what you would have did was you would have went to the bank and invested it, so at least I could have gotten interest.
Yep.
So he didn't say what you should have did was got 100% profit like those two servants. What he challenged was, he didn't challenge the fact that he didn't challenge like a lack of excellence. He challenged inaction.
Yeah.
That's really what he challenged.
3%.
Yeah,
5% on the annuals.
So it was a low bar.
Yeah.
It was a low bar. You could at least got some interest. I thought he could have said, you could have got look, they got 100% profit. That's what you could have did. No, he just said, you could at least got me some interest. The bar was extremely low.
Which makes me think that his reasoning was more of an excuse than anything.
Yeah.
Because it tells me that he didn't do this because he felt this way about the master. Mm-hmm. He did this because he didn't do anything, and now he had to find something to say about it.
What reason could I?
He said,
I didn't think you real harsh, to be honest.
No, because truly, if he really thought the master was this really exacting person, he would at the very least put it someplace to gather interest.
Yeah.
At the very least. That is a natural line. So that's okay, what does that actually say about when we are going through life and we have these things? Oh, am I jumping ahead? Maybe not. When we're going through life and we have these things that we, these things that God has given us, what we do with them, or what is our excuse for not doing them. And I think this is where kind of fear comes in, and then makes a nice little connection of the excuse. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you mean. When you have something that is valuable, it could feel safer to just hold on to that thing rather than risk it. And for more than one reason. It could be that you generally don't want to lose the thing. It could be that you have a fear of failure. It could be that sometimes, for me, the effort you have to put into something is really intimidating. And once you start, you cannot pull back. You're gonna have to finish. So
I feel attacked by that, honestly, personally.
I'm attacking myself as well.
I feel attacked. Because I procrastinate.
Same.
And 50% of the times,
Yeah.
it's because I know exactly what it's going to take. And I'm this is going to take a lot. I don't know if I could do all that right now.
But let me tell you what happens as well. This is why fear is so tricky. Have you ever procrastinated something for so long? 3 months. And then you finish it in 3 hours?
This is the worst. I said, man, I could have done this the whole time.
You've been torturing yourself for 3 months, literally 3 months. And then you actually just started, and then...
I feel attacked.
One moment.
No, I feel attacked. No, I feel attacked.
I'm tussling with myself as well.
Yeah.
And then you finish it in 3 hours, and you're just what? It was never that serious.
Never.
It was never that serious.
I mean, you didn't give yourself 3 months to think about it. But that's as a you had 3 months is ruminating. When it's time to write.
So no, you just pinball, jackpot.
Fear could absolutely hold us back, and a lot of times we really don't have anything to be afraid of. It's mental. It's a mind game. It's in our mind,
There's just a thought in really kind of going back to the master's response to him. I was thinking that now, let me just say the point is, I think, essentially, beside not giving an interest, if we had to apply some monetary principles of inflation, he really didn't give back the master that $2 million that he got. The value of what he gave back was most likely less than the master would have given. So him saying, I'll just keep it and give him back, you actually robbed me, sir.
Yeah.
You actually have money owing me because you chose not to invest it, but the nature of what I've given you, it depreciates if it's not worked upon, if it's not used. So I think the master's anger wasn't just all you give me back is $2 million. Is you give me back? I gave you $2 million.
You lost money.
And you lost my money and telling me you're afraid of me?
That's crazy.
Don't
let me fling you the furthest part away from my presence, which is what he said.
That is something that came to mind. Sometimes we think we holding on to things. We use it, but it's something. When we were speaking in episode 1, we were speaking to Lawrence about potential and the idea that the you that you are now and the ability you have to make the decisions that you could make now, there's no guarantee that's going to be the you who's able to make the decisions in the future.
Real.
So you thinking, just wait. It's like, your $2 million now is not going to be $2 million
next year.
Tomorrow. It's like, well, I'll invest it tomorrow. You only have $1 million tomorrow to invest. And those are all my thoughts.
I've heard a similar line of thought in those people who wait till the last minute to be saved. They'll be like, okay, you spend your entire youth and whatever, and then when you're old and gray, you're like, okay, well, now that I've lived my full life in the world, I'll give my life to Jesus. And at any point in time, giving life to Jesus is a great thing, but you don't know what God could have done with those youthful years of your life, when you were most productive, when you were most active. You have essentially given God a negative return on this life that he's given you by spending your entire lifetime bumbling around, pinballing around the world, pinballing here and there, and then not multiplying. Because the fact of it is that, if you know how money works, if you know how talents work, the actual real life talents, if you know how anything works in this universe, the more that you have, the more that you get. You know what I'm saying? If you have $1 million, you could literally make $300,000, and that's just a very small percentage. If you have $100,000, you can't make $300,000 in the same time span. Like, the more that you put that thing to use, the more that you work on that thing, the more returns it will get.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, in effect, if you wait till the end of your life to give God back the last 2 years of your life, the life that he's given to you, essentially robbing God in a way.
So have you all did the parable of the prodigal son yet?
Yeah.
So from that parable, we learned that God has grace for that. God has grace for the people just coming back.
Last quarter.
In the last quarter, he's like, hey, let's have a party. Yeah. So he is able to redeem anything. But the point still stands that we've been entrusted with so much, and what are we doing with it? Yeah.
So are there like scenes or elements of the story that really stand out for you, that you probably want us to dive in a bit?
Okay, the parts of the story that stand out to me, there's so much that stands out to me. One of them is the master's trust. The master's trust stands out to me a lot, because that's how the story begins. So before any responsibility is placed on them, we have this pre-existing relationship with the master and the servants, and he knows them because he is able to divide the talents based on their ability. So he knows what their ability and their capabilities are. So he gives the servant 5 talents, because he knows he can handle that. And he gives this one, the second one, 2 talents because he knows he can handle that. So just the intimate knowledge of the master, of the servants, and that relationship is something that stands out to me, definitely.
Yeah.
I was thinking it's just the idea that, because sometimes I'm guessing talent 1 man may have done some comparisons with talent 2 and talent 5. It's like, what, me, I only get 1. It's like, well, it proved you can't even handle 1 in that case, but I was like, yeah, I know what you're capable of doing, and if you give your all, like, you could multiply it. And sometimes we look to see what others may be given and say, but how come I can't? Like, this is what I give you, so use what I give you. And if you use what I give you, you'll get.
And to that point, I was thinking that sometimes, I was like, Jump, sometimes you could be praying for 5 talents and God knows that your ability is 2 talents.
Real.
Real, like your ability is 2 talents. You're over here praying so hard for 5 talents.
10.
Right?
Lay it on me.
Right? But God knows our abilities and our capabilities. So yeah.
Yeah, I heard somewhere that God saves us sometimes from the prayers that we ask because the blessings that we ask for. Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's more like
a sequel.
Thanks, but you can't do this. You can't do this right now. Like you can't do this. This is a blessing that will be a curse.
Absolutely. And money, especially, money itself is amoral. It doesn't have a morality of its own. Money. It gets a morality when it comes into somebody's hand. That's when you see someone's character based on what they do with the money. So we see the character of each of the servants based after they receive the money, what they did with it.
I have a difficult question to ask because this is really important to figure out, I think. But how, you mentioned, Rickland, just the idea of people seeing other people and comparing, getting to this place, and how do we, if we are in a position where we are observing the world like this, we're making these comparisons, and we know that we shouldn't, we feel like this is the wrong thing. How do we get into a place where we are actually not doing that, where we don't look at the person with 2 talents, the person with 5 talents, we just focus on the 1 talent that we have? Like, how do we get there?
How do we get there? That's a hard question.
I give you.
Were you talking to Rickland?
No, I was talking to you. I was talking to anybody, honestly. My bad.
Well, I have a quick thought.
Okay.
I think what you need to focus on is multiplying. Because ultimately, as Jem said at the start, what was valued by the master was that you doubled what you had. You doubled what you. It wasn't like you are now highest ranking because you have 10. You are now highest ranking because you have 4. Well, you decide to be bottom because you have, but you multiply, and I think God will continue to celebrate your multiplication.
Wow. Nice.
Your multiplication. Yeah, God will continue to celebrate your multiplication. So I think for me, I look at what do I have and how am I best using what I have. Like there's this artist, am I gonna forget it? Jimmy Needham. He has a song that, a line in the song which always stands out to me is that he says, maybe success is measured best by nothing less than our obedience. And the win that you win is because you've been obedient, and one of the primary obedience is I've given you this, use it. So even if all you get, even if you don't even double it, even if you just what percentage you get, I was like, hey, that's all you could get because that's all you have to give. And I gave Jem some time to think about the answer, so I will stop and let Jem answer now.
I think comparison on its own is not inherently bad. If you compare yourself to somebody else, that can motivate you. For me, I always say nobody's special. So if Ricklin could do something, I can do it too, because he's a human being just like me. So I don't think comparison is bad if it's a motivating factor. If it motivates you. If I say, oh, I see how Curtis, how did you invest this? How did you do this? Curtis, show me how to use a camera because I want to be like you. I don't see anything wrong with that. But you see, when that comparison is now envy, I think that's where that's where the problem begins, and where you can lose focus on what you're doing and also not accomplishing anything else. So, because you're not even motivated to do what that other person's doing. You're just spending your time being envious. Yeah. So, if comparison is going to be a driver for you, then by all means, go ahead and compare. But if not, just really focus, as Ricklin said, on what your assignment is and what you have to do.
No, I think that is definitely a perspective shift that could put us in a positive space, dealing with human emotions, dealing with human mental frameworks. Like, there is going to be inequalities, inequalities from our human standpoint. Sometimes it's literally just God being like, yeah, this is what you can handle, this is what you can handle, this is what you can handle. But I think we've just come to a place in life where it's just like everybody's being sold the idea that they should be a certain thing. Yeah. So the comparison now just becomes the envy that you speak about. Yeah. So I think that is a good reframing. That plus just kind of, putting your head down and focusing on the thing in front of you, the task of multiplying, the task of, I think also a reframe on what success is. I think because in the story, success, like you said, isn't doubling it. It's actually just doing the work. It's actually just getting in the lane that God put you in and grinding.
Do something.
Just doing the thing. Just do anything. Like, because he didn't say, you've been a great
Forbes 30 under 30.
Yeah. You've made the most. He said you've been faithful.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And faithful is not a factor of the multiplication. It's not a factor of the investment doubling. Also, I want to hit back on that investment thing, because the fact that
ping pong,
ping pong, ding dong. The fact that investment was the reference. This could be inaccurate, but I think that in any space, an investment is a risky business. And the fact that they were like, our master would want us to do this thing, and investment was the thing they chose, there was a chance that they could have hit zero. There was a chance that they could have hit the zero. But I think if they invested it and they hit zero, the master might have still be proud because they did the thing.
They did something.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the result, kind of like the whole Sisyphus idea, the result is not what you think it is. It's not getting the boulder up the hill. It's not multiplying times 2, multiplying times whatever. The result is consistently being faithful in that lane that God's put you in.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Wow. Okay, yeah. Anything else that stood out to you? Sorry. It's just, wow. Okay, cool. Anything else that stood out to you in the story?
What else stood out to me? Do you know what was just a little bit uncomfortable?
Ooh, tell us. I love that. I love where this is going.
Shaking the seat.
Yeah. It was a little uncomfortable where he takes away the one talent from the third servant, and then he gives it to the one with the 10 talents.
Yeah. Why is that uncomfortable for you?
It just challenges everything that we think about what is fair and what is equitable, And it's like he already has one talent and now he has nothing. And then you give it to the one with the most, So there is some tension there in the story for me, and it's never resolved. That's just the end of this. That's just the end of the story.
Funny enough, let me not say I never questioned that, but I feel like that particular point was quickly resolved in my mind.
Tell me.
Because at least the part, so okay, two things are happening, right?
Yeah.
Taken away from someone who did nothing with it for the last, whatever this time span is. He literally buried it. Literally, like not even figuratively. He literally dug a hole and put the talents
That's
there.
the most effort he exerted.
That's it. His most sweat of his brow was his sweater just digging a hole.
We're gonna come back right there. I like that. We're coming back.
And so there has to have been consequences for doing that, for burying something that God has given you and not enacting in it in any way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then in terms of the one with the most getting it, the one with the most already proved that he can handle as much as is thrown at him.
I could double 10 now.
I could double no, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's logically for me, like from like a business mindset, like that's the most logical thing to do. I will give my money to the person. I'll make my bet with the person who has already shown that they can make $1 million, make $1 billion, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like that's never been like a contention point for me, just because of those two things.
The verse after is like, what does it say? It basically says, "He who has the least, like it will be taken away and given to the one that has the most." So it's like, ouch. So, you know, but no, you're absolutely right in that. He didn't do anything with it, or not that he didn't do anything with it. And this is the point I wanted to come back to, that sometimes even being unfruitful takes effort. Because he dug the hole.
Okay, I like that.
He dug the hole. So sometimes even, yeah. So when we are putting forward effort, at least we want to see something come out of it.
Yes.
You know, but in his case, his intention was never to see anything come out of it. It was to bury it. But I think in our case, sometimes we could be digging a hole with the intention to see something come out of it.
Plant this talent tree.
Talent tree.
Yeah.
Wow, that sounds like.
Using your efforts, but then nothing is coming out of it as well.
Yeah, no, as a professional procrastinator, I feel like there's a concept that I feel like, I feel like twice. It could be described as, I like to describe it. I feel like I describe it as productive procrastination. That's when I have something that's urgent that needs to be done, but I can't do that thing for whatever reason. There's a long list. There's things. There's structure to this procrastination. But I go and I like sweep out the living room. I go and I wash the dishes.
Me too.
I go and
as well.
you know what I'm saying? Productive procrastination. Let me control what I can. And I'll deal with the other stuff later. By the end of the day, in the grand scheme of things, I have not moved the needle on this thing at all. But I'm sweating. I said I feel productive. I said, whoa.
When I see you.
What a day. What a day I've had doing all the things that I need to. Sorry, Claude, I know that you don't procrastinate at all. You just get things done. You just write it down. I said, it's done.
Is that true, Claude?
I don't got to answer that, but... And the thought came in, do you think it's possible he forgot he buried anything?
No, impossible.
No.
Have you ever forgotten that you buried $1 million? Do you think one, as a servant, you're a servant, man. This salary is not even based on what you make in a year. This is what's based on someone who is equally paid, like actually on a regular pay level, makes in a year. You think you're gonna forget a year's worth of salary?
It's like, wait.
Maybe he forgot where he buried. And then he spent like a year trying to dig it up.
Something on it, put down on the ground. I can't remember. Something on. Anyway, that's just a thought that.
I do have a question. That's a little bit okay. Let's start with the question. Ping. What do you think that the actions of the servants says about the servant's perspective of the master?
Good question.
Thanks.
Yeah.
10 points across.
So the first two servants appreciate their standing with the master, absolutely, and they have a level of respect for the master. They have a level of understanding what the expectation is based on relationship, I would say, because as I said before, the relationship came before the responsibility. The third servant is very clear on how he feels about the master. He says, I think you're a harsh man. I think you reap where you didn't sow. I think you don't play games with money. So he has a harsh view of the master. He has a toxic view of the master, and that informs how he behaves, because that causes his fear, and that causes him not to want to do anything with the money that he's given.
How do you think we could connect that to, now? Like, do you think that there is some kind of connection between that, the way that we perceive God, and the things that we do with what we've been given?
Yes. So let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
Good question.
So,
Oh, thanks.
Good question.
so let's start with our view of God. And we have to look at this story, to me, in terms of the larger context of the Christian story, in terms of the larger context of the gospel. So in this story, it begins again with the relationship with the master and the servants. If we lose sight of that in the story and in life, it is detrimental. So if we focus on the productivity part of it and the outcome part of it, it almost feels as though we have to perform in order to be accepted. If we focus on the relational part of it, in that I am already accepted and I am already trusted, then it moves from what am I going to do to be accepted, or what do I have to do to be accepted? And it moves to, what am I going to do now that I have been accepted and now that I have been entrusted with this? Right. So the relationship has to come first. If the relationship does not come first, we're going to view things the wrong way. We're going to be trying to perform to gain God's approval, and we're looking at him harshly. We're looking at him, if I don't do this, God's going to be upset with me. Yeah. God has already accepted you. Yeah. Now that you are accepted, what will you do? How will you respond? Is a difference.
I love that.
Yeah.
Because I think that, I think of the things that I hear people say in terms of why they don't do certain things in church and why they're not. It sounds like they're afraid of something they shouldn't be afraid of. They're afraid of God taking this thing, or taking their action on this thing that they've given him, and judging them for not doing it well, or judging them for not being as good as the other person, and comparison comes back in, fear comes back in. What if I fail? What if God has set me up to fail? I've heard thoughts along that line, and I think that it's really important that we zoom in on the connection, on the relationship.
Definitely on the relationship. We are saved by God's grace and through our faith in that grace, not by anything that we've done or anything that we can do. Does that always translate? I don't know if it always translates to us. I don't know if it always translates in a church setting, because sometimes in our churches we reward the hardest worker and people who perform well, as opposed to a person's characters. So that can...
I'm gonna leave that alone, because that's an entire thing.
Well.
That's an entire other episode. Come back for next season.
Well, I'm not gonna get me in.
Come back for next season where somebody else will be dealing with that, because it's not gonna be me. It's not gonna be me. Rickland, I actually have a question for you.
Ooh la la. In the hot seat.
Yeah. This is bright yellow, nice sun representation. But There's so many ways that I can word this question. I'm gonna word it in the most problematic way, but where does your audacity come from? I love it.
dare you?
How can you describe?
Could I get one question?
No. I'm refining it. It's pinballing around.
Okay.
I'm just refining it.
Okay.
Can you describe to me your thoughts of the ideas and the things that you come up with? Like, what's your relationship with that relative to your relationship with God? Because you're a guy, you're the guy. You have an idea and you say, in 2 weeks this idea will be fulfilled. And in 2 weeks the idea is fulfilled. You know what I'm saying? And I really see that in you. And it's really amazing what you've been able to do over the years.
Absolutely.
So what is your relationship with those talents that God deposits in your bank account and he says, here you go, faithful servant, let's see what you're gonna do with it?
Nobody has ever asked ever asked me that question.
Wow, great. Nothing good questions. Yeah.
Exclusive. If I'm to think about it, I think
Right.
What I've always thought about, I've always thanked God for my family, right? My family of origin. I don't think it's by mistake. I would not be who I am if I was not from where I was from. I also think that I am standing on the shoulders of giants. So like my grandfather, my father, my brothers.
Big up the Timothy.
Big up the Timothy's one time.
Guys.
Yeah.
Strong line.
My brothers, my uncles.
Ooh.
I am but the youngest manifestation of people's previous faithfulness. I may just have, so I probably grew up in a greater digital era. So what I create and produce may have more
Reach
or whatever, but the faithfulness of my father going to crusades and taking off song service, probably preaching in the crusades and then going to drop people home after the crusades,
putting the work.
like that to me is what he was doing with the talents, the things that he's been given. My grandfather working on building churches. Everybody, I've always seen around me people using what God has given to them and making a difference there. So to me, if what God given me is ideas, then what are supposed to do? What are supposed
Drop
to do
people
it?
home.
So my task is I'm not dropping people home, but this is what God has given me. And so this is what you do. So
you wouldn't drop me home? Sorry.
Jam, I think you prefer to drive in your car than mine. Your car is right?
I'm crying.
Yeah, so if I'm to think about it,
okay.
I'm not claiming I did.
Right.
But for me, what I've seen around me, so I'm grateful for my parents and my siblings and the type of family. And at least in the context of church sometimes, this might get me in trouble.
Let's go. My favorites.
No, it's just because you've had a large body around you, it's like nobody can do nothing at this point. Like
I see why you say we're jump.
Yeah, give it a like you already have that support.
Yes.
So you want to create something musically, cool. Okay, you want somebody preach, okay. You somebody teach, okay. You kind of already have that around you. So whatever ideas comes, it's like okay.
You have the body.
I have you have the resources.
Yeah.
So I never take it for granted of the blessing that you have now, because I know people don't like other leaders or youth in other churches or the environments, and even it might get me in more trouble. Even with some of the challenges that I may have encountered in the church community,
right.
I also know that there are a lot of people who probably living in wars. Not even the hybrid wars. Real hybrid wars.
Not hybrid.
The hybrid wars.
Hands-on.
Yeah, like real
Purebred
wars. Real wars and fights. And so, if I'm to think about it, all those are reasons why I think, I guess it could, I don't think it's an audacity. I think it's just a confidence in, if God, ultimately, I kind of use this baseline to assess. I'm probably running out of time. Baseline to assess that when God gives me an idea, He gives me it complete, right? So it's, the Kirk Franklin reference to Oakwood Choir.
Like you hear no rub. No rub. There's no rub.
Like when it comes in, it's like, okay, this is perfect. That's probably why when people try to change, I was like, no, God has already given me the perfect idea. So that's kind of how I know, okay, if this lines up perfect, all right, cool, we get around there. When it doesn't, it's like, that's me trying to solve problems.
Yeah.
And if I know God has given me something,
Right.
like, bro,
Who are you?
There's so much he said that I want to talk about, but I don't know if we have time,
We need a part
guys.
2. This episode need
We
a part 2.
we do need a part 2 because there's so much he said I want to, but I don't know how much time
No,
we have.
you just go. You know how much time we have. Just go. Just go.
I want to talk about how this parable could apply to our churches. And a lot of times we really take the position of the third servant because we want to preserve something, we want to
getting in
preserve. That's okay. That is okay. I love our churches and I love God's people, but sometimes we want to preserve programs. We want to preserve the way things have been. We want to preserve the amount of money in our bank account.
Right now.
We're preserving and we are keeping the church door open.
Yeah.
But are we asking ourselves, are we making the best use of what we have today? Yeah. I want to give examples. A lot of times that talent that we bury are the people in the church. I want to say our young people in the church. There's this text that they like to quote in church. I think it's from Acts 2. And it says, in the last day, I'll pour out my spirit on all flesh, and your sons and daughters will prophesy, and your young men will have visions, and your old men will dream dreams. And it is just a perfect depiction of how God is going to pour out his spirit on all generations. Have we created the environment in our churches where our sons and daughters can prophesy and where our young men can have visions? Because a lot of times we invest in the gifts that take us through the church service, so the preaching, the singing, but somebody might have the gift of discernment, somebody might have a prophetic gift, somebody might have an idea. And are we communicating with them, with our young people, that they have to wait their turn? Are we communicating with them that their thoughts and their ideas don't matter? Or are we communicating with them that we believe that verse in Acts 2, that you can prophesy and that you can have a vision? And are we supporting them? Are we falling in line behind them when they have an idea? Because if we're not using our young people, we're leaving things on the table. If we're not leveraging our young people, we're burying that. We're burying them.
Ooh, buried alive. And the other thing. Anyway, go ahead. Go.
So that is that's just something that came to mind.
That's wow.
We might have to
Hey.
save that for next time. Yeah.
Come back. You can cut that out if you want.
Oh, you'll keep it. You'll keep it.
Yeah.
You'll come back to it. Because I know we all have lots more thoughts on.
Lots more thoughts.
Yeah.
Do we?
I mean, I do.
Okay.
Well, I think the thoughts are in
line.
Just building
yeah.
on what you shared.
Right.
I was really gonna also ask for you for like a practical thing that, we can take from your model of your perspective of the life and the church and ideas and inspiration, and like how people could like apply that to their lives to kind of be able to multiply the effect of I mean, maybe we're not gonna have 6 mini Ricklands doing things, but maybe someone will be just kind of get them out the mud.
By God's grace, we're gonna have 6.
Hey.
We're multipliers.
Hey.
We're multipliers.
Hey.
I don't know what we're referencing exactly. I don't know which. I don't know exactly what we're referencing.
Yeah, anyway, hey, holla glory now.
Practically. Well, at least what I've seen as I've grown older, find people you could trust.
Yeah.
They are out there, find people you could trust. There are people you can't trust.
It's real.
There are people you can't trust with your thoughts, with your ideas. But find those people that you can trust, share it with them, and be kind of very strategic in your actions. I think, well, that's one. Be strategic in your actions and have a long-term idea. A lot of times we kind of just have this. Okay, what I want to do is this. Yeah. But for this to work, and this is kind of why sometimes I get in trouble or accused of like trying to control everything, because once you realize you want to do this, okay, well, in order for me to do this, I need this, and in order to do this, so you create a whole network around. So if you could think about how your idea integrates with different things, and then you could see people who probably already, so there are people who have cameras. You integrate with those people. Yeah, you could say, I have no camera home, what I go do?
Yeah.
And I think the biggest thing for me I found to be of most value is a pursuit of excellence. When you attempt to do things as best as they can be done, that is actually one of the ways you find the people you could trust. It's like, oh well, people jump on board because like you push in to do things at a level of excellence, and God rewards that. Not always financially, but God rewards that pursuit of excellence. I would encourage pursue excellence, do the best that you can, and to me, excellence means doing the best that you can with the resources that you have.
Yes.
So if all you have is let's say you're doing video, if all you have is a phone.
Yep.
Okay, well, the best you mean you want to get your best possible lighting locations. You want to make sure that your script is the best it could be. You want to make sure that you don't have 15 cars driving. So that's the best that you could do there.
Yes.
If you have a C70, you can't be producing garbage with the C70.
Yes.
Oftentimes we seek to get the material things to produce the thing, but I guess back to what matters is your work that you do. You're doing the thing there.
Be faithful.
So you have the phone, whether in whether in phone or in C70.
Right.
do the thing and do it to the best. Whatever like screen finder.
Boy. That's a beautiful way to just put a nice little bow on it.
I think so.
Yeah. It's beautiful.
So we usually end, we ask our guests to pray.
Oh.
So Jem, being our guest, pray for us.
Sure. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you so much for the opportunity to sit here and just have a chat. We thank you so much for all the things that you have blessed us with time, with our resources, with opportunities, with our relationship. We ask God that you will reveal to us how we can make the best use of these things, how we can use them for your kingdom. We ask these things in Jesus' name. Amen. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Jem.
Thank you, Jem. Thank you guys
What a gem.
for being with us. And remember to like, share, and subscribe. Bye-bye.
यीशुआ गुरबत तेरी बेपना हाँ मेरे यीशुआ रहमतों का तू ही दरिया तुझको क्यों मेरी चाहत में ना कुछ और दिखा मुझको पाने को तू सबसे गया दीवानगी ऐसी देखी कहाँ जाने ना रुकना कहाँ ओ यीशुआ यीशुआ गुरबत तेरी बेपना हाँ मेरे यीशुआ रहमतों का तू ही दरिया तुझको क्यों मेरी चाहत में ना कुछ और दिखा मुझको पाने